Hi guys, my name is Sabine and welcome to another video. Today I'll be talking about a topic that I'm actually quite excited about, although when it happens to you, it is not really exciting, and that is books that I read and that actually disappointed me. So I have books that I just read and I just didn't like them, and also books that I heard great things of, so I was expecting great things and that didn't come true. So I'm gonna start off with one that is actually quite surprising to a lot of people because I feel like 99% of people love his books and I just don't like them at all. And the author that I'm talking about is John Green. I do not like John Green's books. I'm sorry guys, but I just don't like his books. I read The Fault in Our Stars in the Dutch version 1.5 years ago and I was expecting all these great things. It was kind of predictable what was gonna happen in this book. Yeah, I just don't like John Green's writing style. I just don't like it. I think that it's always kind of very pretentious, and I really didn't like The Fault in Our Stars because the romance was so like instant. It was so instant, like the first 50 pages or something. She meets him. August is so not realistic. He's just like, Hazel, no, like, what's your real name? What's your full name? Hazel Grace. And he's like, with the cigarettes. I'm not saying that the cigarettes is like a bad symbolism, but I just think it's so pretentious and it's not realistic. The story was just meh. I didn't really like the characters and I just don't like John Green's writing style. One that I definitely hate, like this one I really hate. This is like the worst book that I've read in my entire life, and it is Paper Towns. I dislike this book so much. I was going into it before like the movie was coming out because I was like, oh, maybe if I enjoy it, I mean, like, I could enjoy a John Green book. I want to go to the movies, but I read it and I really didn't like it. I don't like the main character because he's in love with Margot and she goes away or something, she goes missing and he wants to find her, and like after like 10 years or even more, he's still in love with her, and Margot was not a great character like at all. I only like the first part of this book when they were doing like, when they were taking revenge on people. That was the only part that I liked, and after that I just I don't like the characters, I don't like Quentin's friends, and especially that ending. What was that ending? That was like, no, I don't like it. I do like John Green as a person. I think he's fantastic. I think he's really nice. I just don't like his books. Then I have a book that I recently read, and it's not that I disliked it, I actually quite enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I really enjoyed this book because I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be The Walking Dead, but then with aliens, and you guys know how much I love The Walking Dead. The first 100 pages from Cassie's point of view were just like my expectations, where, you know, they were fulfilled. I was satisfied with the first 100 pages, but then came the multi-point of view, and I just didn't really like the other points of view. So I enjoyed it, didn't love it as much as I thought I would, so kind of a disappointment. A book that I really enjoyed while reading it, but afterwards I was just like, yeah, is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I read this like a little bit more than a year ago. I liked it, but I don't know, after reading it, I just didn't like the romance in it, like the boy that she ends up having a romance with. I just didn't feel anything for the guy. Actually, this book ends on a really big cliffhanger, like actually like the last page. I'm not kidding. But I just don't have, like, I just don't really feel like I need to read the rest of the series. I've heard mixed things about especially the third and last book. I don't know, I might need to reread this, and after that I might want to continue on, but right now I'm just like, nope. Then I have something that my friend, oh my god, she loves this series, she loves this trilogy. She was like reading it and she was like, oh my god, you need to read it, it's so good and it's beautiful and I can stop reading it, and I read it and I didn't like it, and it is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I don't know how you pronounce her name. Tahara Mafi. No idea. I like this book. I wasn't really like, oh my god, the world is amazing, because it's not really a story about the dystopian world. It's about the main character and about the other characters that are in this book, and I like them. It wasn't like I love them, and I also don't really like her writing style. I think it's kind of pretentious, like, I don't know. Let's see if I can find a page where I'm just like, oh, like here. I know him. I've tried so hard to stop thinking about him. I've tried so hard to forget his face. I've tried so hard to get those blue, blue, blue eyes out of my head. But I know him. I know him. I know him. It's been 3 years since I last saw him. I could never forget Adam. But he's already forgotten me. I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna continue with this series because I wasn't like blown away by this. Then I actually sort of have a whole trilogy, but the first book, I actually enjoyed it, and that was The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I actually quite enjoyed this book. I thought it was fun. Whoa, this cover is metallic, man. But I liked The Maze Runner, so I was excited to continue on with the series. I was like, I need to know what's happening because what is this company? What is this maze? What is everything surrounding it? I had no clue. So then I read the Scorch Trials and I was like, it's fun. Still don't know a thing. So it was kind of an okay book, but then, oh my god, this one was absolutely, ugh. It was The Death Cure, the third book. I was like reading so quickly because I just wanted it to be over. Like, I don't know, the characters in this book, I just didn't really like it. The things that happened didn't really catch my attention. I didn't like the ending. I still don't actually know what really happened in this series. It's still kind of unclear to me. I wouldn't recommend this series to anyone. Like, no, it's not something that you have to pick up in my opinion. I have the first book in a very well-known sci-fi series, and it is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It's not that I didn't like this book because I liked it. I just read it in 1 month, and every day I read a chapter, and after that chapter I was just like, okay, that's it. Okay. I liked the story. I definitely liked a few things about it, but it just didn't grip me as much as it did with everyone else who read Cinder. I do have Scarlet, so I'm kind of like hesitant to pick it up because I do want to love the series just as much as everyone else does, and Winter just came out and everyone loves it, and I want to love it just as much as everyone does. But I will continue on with Scarlet because I'm not giving up on this series, guys. I'm not giving up. So the last book that actually quite disappointed me is one that I read recently, and that is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Everyone said that this was a beautiful story. It's also very short. It's like just above 150 pages or something, and I was like, okay, I need to read a short book. I haven't done that in a long time, and I want to read a beautiful story. I mean, who doesn't love beautiful stories? I was really excited to start this book. I knew that there was magical realism in it, but I didn't expect there to be that much magical realism. So I couldn't really understand what was going on because of that. They said a lot of weird words, and I just didn't understand what was going on. It wasn't a bad book. I just wasn't as surprised to read this. Like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be, so unfortunately I didn't really like this book. If you guys have also read a few books that kind of disappointed you, leave them in the comments down below. I want to know if you maybe agree with some of my choices. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more fun videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!